I won't say I'm shocked, but I'm also somewhat relieved to see that the board has come through with the type of strong language that it has.
The strong language is in here as part of 9 recommendations directed at the Calgary Police Service in the Arkinstall Inquiry report. But Bates says more questions remain, calling into spotlight what he calls a systemic problem.
You know, the board wasn't prepared to say that anybody had deliberately tried to avoid oversight, but the reality is that oversight was avoided in the end, and it created the appearance, in our view, that the institution of the CPS just wasn't interested in getting to the bottom of this, because you have a board that's saying that obvious investigative steps were not taken at various points. Well, that makes you wonder, well, why?
Bates believes the problems from over a decade ago could and should change how the service conducts their business at the top of the chain.
And you can't help but look at this and say this is a systemic issue. And when you have people that were in the organization while this was occurring, that people that were in positions of power and influence that could have identified these problems themselves, and they're still there, or in some cases are being touted as people that might come back and be the new chief, we really ought to be looking at that and saying, why don't we look for someone who's external?
Deputy Chief Ray Robitaille was very upfront at a press conference on Monday about the mistakes during the investigation process, saying, quote, there were a lot of questions around that investigation process that would cause the public to have questions. Rightfully so, and we should be above that. In Calgary, Michael Lumsden, City News.